Hi, Aries. So we're all super comfortable today, doing what we got to do to get through the energies. Uranus, let's not think of it as playing tricks on you while it bounces back and forth between you and Taurus. It is back in your sign until spring of 2019. So what does this mean? The last 7 years, it's almost like, remember the movie Back to the Future? I think it was it the second one where he goes into the future and then like things change and he has to go back into like all the way back into like the 80s, and then he has to go all the way back into the 50s because he messed with the 80s because he was in the future, and like that's what Uranus has been doing to you. Like it took all of the things that you needed to handle and fix and crumble and rebuild for the last 7 years, and then you got this relief because it moves into your second house for a blink of an eye, and then it went retrograde and is coming back. So and plus it's Mercury retrograde right now. So everything that you have been dealing with for 7 years is kind of showing back up again, and you might be very reminiscent about all of that. But the thing is now is you kind of have control over how you deal with all of, the past lessons and situations and people. And if they show up again, you can proudly and clearly state, I know who I am. I have lived in chaos for quite some time, and I can now easily, with my head held high, walk away from this situation knowing that it's not serving me, or just simply look at you and be like, you know what? I don't need to deal anymore. I don't need to deal with this because I have this gift of knowledge. I have this gift of presence. I have this gift of knowing where I belong and where I'm headed, right? So let's look at what's come out so far. The Ace of Pentacles. We have the King of Cups, and you showing up very proudly as the Emperor, and then the Eight of Cups, which is exactly what I said. You have this gift of now you can look at your future in such a brighter way because you feel like, and maybe you don't, you're not going to feel this 100% until Uranus goes back into Taurus. And if that's the case, ready or not, because finishing up these lessons for December and getting through the final bouts of 2018 is really going to ramp you up for all of these eclipses that are happening in January. And the Cancer full moon on the 22nd of December is going to be very illuminating because it'll be in its own sign. The moon will be in its own sign. And with a Cancer full moon, it's always very open to the present moment and what we need to look at and how we need to really like illuminate ourselves within this time. And what is it that we're still holding on to that we need to walk away from? And I feel like you guys have a very good grasp on how you've been navigating this energy and releasing and purging how you feel, purging the situations, purging everything that is no longer serving you. Because that's what the Eight of Cups talks about. Going on that journey of self-discovery and purging all of the things that are no longer serving you. So we have the Two of Wands and we have the Page of Swords. If there is an air sign in your life, I actually feel like this is you trimming the fat because you know the direction that you're going in. Because I see the Page of Swords a lot of times as like cutting out those final pieces and trimming the fat of what you no longer want to deal with. And with this Ace of Pentacles, you know that whatever last remnants you have left over, you need to make room for the universe to bring gifts to you. Because aces are gifts from the universe. We can't ask for them before it's time for them to show up. But we can keep our eyes open and we can do the work. And then when it's there, we have our hands wide open. We have our eyes wide open. We can see it coming. So let's clarify these. I really like these cards already because you guys are really, you're like seeing the clouds kind of, you're not, it's funny because you're seeing the clouds kind of part, you know, and you're not walking through like the murkiness. And yes, maybe Mercury retrograde is affecting you in ways where you are dealing with situations kind of from the past that were kind of confusing before, but now you're really, really seeing the benefits of what it is to remove people, situations, all of that. I feel like there's a water sign in your life that wants to be established with you and recognizes how strong you are and recognizes how much you've opened yourself up to a lot of possibilities. If you do have an air sign in your life, they're not at full capacity right now because this Page of Swords is not a king. It's not a queen. It's not even the knight, you know? So what is the gift? What is the Ace of Pentacles gift? Because I feel like you are more than open to all the possibilities, the endless possibilities and gifts that the universe has to offer for you. And if you're not seeing this Ace of Pentacles, and this could be anything, doesn't mean you're going to have a huge, you're not seeing this Ace of Pentacles quite yet. Probably towards the Cancer full moon is going to be a little bit easier to see things. Again, you could be dealing with a water sign, Cancer or Pisces, but with the moon on the Ace of Pentacles, what I really want to say is even in the dark, even in the darkness, make sure you've got your eyes wide open. Make sure you are illuminating things even in the dark, because this is an opportunity, a new fresh start, a new stable fresh start, a new beginning. And it could possibly be with a water sign. Let's see who the King of Cups is, or somebody with just very heavy water placements. I think this person, either you're a little anxious about who this person is to you with the Nine of Swords, or they're really having the feels right now. They're really going through it. They're really having a lot of anxiety. And it may be that it's like, could be the same person. The King of Cups could be the air sign. They're really up in their feels a lot. And it's probably because they do see how you are standing very tall, standing in your power. Mars is in Pisces also, and that could get everybody kind of a little confused, but it's moving into your sign towards the end of December. So, and we all know how Mars feels in your sign. It's like, everybody watch out. The air will be full of electricity, let's put it that way, when Mars finally reaches Aries. So we have the World on the Emperor. I mean, there's nothing more I need to say about this. You guys have completed, like, you've come full circle. And you've opened yourself up to new beginnings. And if you are still in anxiety or agony over the way a person is acting towards you, or the fact that you have to cut this person out of your life or trim the fat or walk away from a situation, I feel like towards the end of December, or by the end of December, or toward like the middle, when Mercury goes direct, we get into Capricorn, back into a cardinal sign. You feel very comfortable when we have cardinal seasons happening. And it's an earthy cardinal season, so it's going to be a lot more grounded than what we've been going through with the fixed water and the mutable fire. Recognizing where you have been in the last 7 years and where you're going is huge for you right now. Huge. So whatever last remnants you have to let go of in 2018, let it fall away. Let it totally fall away, because there's no being in a state of anxiety over something you can't control, because we all know that when an Aries wants to go do something, they're just going to do it. Like, that's just the way it is, right? And I wish I had that quality sometimes. I think about things a little too much before I go and do things. But when you guys, like, are ready to do something, you just do it. And more often than not, you are ready before you do it before you're even ready. And you're like, you know what? Whatever happens, happens. It's a very fool type energy, right? The fool. Not being fool. I mean, yes, sometimes it is foolish. And then you look back and you're like, maybe I should have waited a little. But right now, in order for you to move forward in the love department, in the relationship department, in being able to offer up yourself completely, the Knight of Cups on the Eight of Cups, you've got to walk away from those final remnants of 2018 that left you dragging. Because Aries isn't dragging anymore. It's not going to happen. I'm like, no, it's not going to happen. It just isn't. So, Two of Wands. And you have so much to look forward to in coming in 2019. I'm so excited to do your 2019 forecast reading. Like, I want to get the December readings done so fast so I can like start the 2019 readings. And yours is one that I'm really excited about, because that Uranus transit back into Taurus for good is like, or for the next 7 years, is like going to be huge for you, you know? And illuminating with the sun on the Two of Wands, illuminating all of the future plans that you have, all of the possibilities that you have. Fire signs do really well during fire sign seasons, but I think the cardinal nature that you have is more of, it's not, you know, like right now you actually get to use it in a very playful way. And you get to plan and you get to strategize and you get to like really open yourself up and know that prosperity is just over that horizon. Like, I'm getting all amped up doing your reading, because cutting out those final threads, like, you know, this whole like thought process of having to go back into the future is like, oh my God, I don't want to dwell on that stuff anymore. Then don't. If things from the past 7 years show back up in your life, or you start reminiscing about a lot of things from your life in the last 7 years, because Uranus was there for 7 years and it was doing a lot of stuff to you for 7 years. But if you are seeing all of like the final shards of glass that you have to clean up, that's the beautiful part. You know, and you don't have to go in a circle in your mind over and over and over again over all of it. Because going over it again and again and again in your mind only brings the pain back. So all you have to do is push yourself forward. And how do you stop the process of thinking about past situations? The way that I do it is when I'm meditating or something comes back, you know, there's like a lesson that I've already learned and I know that I've learned it, but it still kind of stings a little bit when it shows back up in my memories. I thank it for teaching me that lesson and I release it with love. And I'm sure there are a lot of different ways that you can do that, whatever way works for you. And sometimes you have to do it 2 or 3 times before it's gone. But there's like this process that I've even noticed with myself, that sometimes I can't even remember things that happened 5 years ago that were really painful anymore. And they'll just show up in my mind and I'm like, oh man, I totally forgot about that. I'm really glad that I learned that lesson. I'm going to move on now. And that's what I mean. Like, you don't have to go back into it and reminisce and sit in it and feel the pain or be like, why didn't I do this differently? Or why didn't I do that differently? That's what trimming the fat is all about. That's what the Page of Swords is all about. That's what, like, releasing that extra energy or those little extra shards of glass and just cleaning them up and making sure that you're not going to step on them in the middle of the night and get it in your foot, right? That's the most painful thing ever. See? And I don't think that this air sign really likes how quickly you moved past them. Because it's like you held on to it for so long, and now they're in this anxious state of mind of, oh man, I was totally released by this person. And I think that it kind of makes them a little bit angry. So if this is a person, because I have the Knight of Swords on the Page of Swords, if this is a person that says things to you that only makes you feel like you're small, or only makes you feel like you're not good enough, or, you know, that Five of Pentacles state, the Five of Pentacles isn't here because you're not going to do it anymore, is what I'm getting at. Because you're no longer going to allow whoever this air energy is, doesn't even have to be an air sign, but they're sharp. And they can say things that will cut you down so fast. And maybe it's not that they're a bad person, you guys just aren't compatible. Or maybe they're just in a really bad place. And they're really super emotional. And they don't really know, especially, you know, if they've been going through it. And they think that they know better. Not anymore. And that's what I mean. It's like you see the light at the end of the tunnel. Even if this Ace of Pentacles is in the dark, your future is very, very bright. So you know this Ace of Pentacles is coming in. Because the Sun is on the Two of Wands. You know your future is bright. It doesn't matter. Don't let this air sign get you stuck. The Hanged Man. Know your worth. Nine of Pentacles. The Hermit. Queen of Pentacles. Six of Cups. Page of Cups, there's the Five of Pentacles, and the Three of Pentacles, and then the Five of Cups. And this is what I mean. If this person or the memory of them comes back to you and gets you stuck, you have one of two options. So first of all, there's either a Virgo in your life that's doing very well, that I feel like you have a very strong connection with, and can probably either you want to offer an apology to them, or they want to offer an apology to you, or they just want to help in some way. Because you see this person in high regard. This Virgo, this Queen of Pentacles. They're at a Nine of Pentacles state. And you're looking at this and you're like, you know, could you help me stay out of this Five of Pentacles state, this Five of Cups state, this Three of Pentacles state? Could you help push it along a little bit? Because I can't be here anymore. Right? If you have a Virgo that's coming, that you want to come back from the past, I'm not sure, like, they're doing really well, but I'm not sure how it would make you feel. I don't think that it would really, because it's like you're hoping for teamwork, but you feel really left out. If that makes sense. It's like you have regrets from the past, but at the same time, I kind of feel like if you were to approach this Queen of Pentacles in any way, shape, or form, it might pull you back into a place that you don't want to be in. It might get you stuck all over again. It might get you back into the Hanged Man state, and we don't want to do that. We don't want to get there, okay? And it doesn't have to be a Virgo. It could be any earth sign. I feel like this, if it is Capricorn or Taurus, Sun, Moon, or Rising, they're needing to have the single life right now and kind of be autonomous. There is no denying that they do have a strong connection with you, but I don't feel like there is a need for you to put yourself in a situation where somebody's doing really well and they cut you down. Like I said, this doesn't have to be an air sign. This could very well be the Pentacles person who looks like they're doing really well on the outside may not really be doing very well on the outside. But at the same time, it's like you show up in their life or they show back up in your life and words are said and you're back in the Hanged Man and you're back in the Five of Cups and you're back in the Five of Pentacles and you're not feeling so hot. I want you to move away from that because it's toxic. Six of Swords and the Devil. And again, this could be a Capricorn we're talking about with the Queen of Pentacles, because you, my dears, are moving quickly into changing energy. Eight of Wands, and this Eight of Wands represents Sagittarius, the Sun in Sagittarius, and the Wheel of Fortune and the Knight of Wands. You have passion projects right around the corner. You have a lot of communication, traveling, so many things that are coming, and you're making this energy shift. You don't want to bring somebody back from the past, maybe the past 7 years of your life. You don't want to bring somebody back from the past that's going to only fight and make things more of a burden. It's time to end it. Right? Five of Wands, 10 of Wands, 10 of Swords. You don't want to bring somebody back from the past, not when you're making the energy shift in a positive way for yourself and moving away from this, and somebody comes back into your life, even if there is a very strong connection with them, you walking away and not being burdened by the pettiness and the arguing and totally ending it, even if it hurts. But you allowing yourself to cut that energy off, because maybe you're not even in contact, but this person's energy still pops up around you every once in a while. And you're like, what the hell, man? I thought I let that go. If you let it heal, maybe down the road it'll be better. Right now is not the time. Because I almost feel like if their presence will only pull you down. And then you'll get stuck in anxiety. And yes, things are very emotional right now. And you may be in a very King of Cups state where you have very strong emotions and you're trying to be super mature about it. But in the dark, with the Nine of Swords, you're anxious. Right? And that anxiety can be triggered by an earth sign or an air sign who's doing really well, or looks like they're doing really well, and only creates chaos for you. Because we have 3 fives here. We have the Five of Pentacles, the Five of Cups, and the Five of Wands. And the Six of Swords is saying, move away from that. It's toxic. It's time to really, really focus on you. Because you're going in beautiful, beautiful directions. I love it. Great reading. My favorite reading so far, Aries. My favorite reading so far. All right, guys. Have a wonderful December. If you want to check me out on Chatalize, all of that information is below. We do live readings on Fridays. I have 2 hours open, and they're 30-minute increments. You can take a selfie with me while we have a reading, and really fun. So check that out. The link is below. I have open time slots all the way through December. I love you guys. Have an amazing, amazing December and holiday season, and I will see you guys for your 2019 forecast. Bye.